right here.
Hey, Coach. Ty obviously had another strong performance, but afterwards he kind of took ownership of not only the interception, but the 4 sacks. Just what does that say about him and his leadership?
He's grown. He's grown into his role, and it was good, to hear him take ownership right after the game too, because there was certainly some things we left out there on the field. I thought Ty made some incredible off-schedule plays, but just got to make the easy ones too. So take care of the football is a big part of what we do. And I thought there was a couple plays he obviously put the ball in jeopardy, and we just got to avoid those and eliminate them.
Go to the left side. Let's go to Chase.
Overall this season, how would you assess the way the wide receivers and the tight ends have blocked for the run game?
We're getting there. We're getting there. I don't think they know the importance of it in the system, that they're not going to just be out there catching footballs. They got to be part of the blocking scheme. And I know that there's been good unit reinforcement in the meeting rooms and things like that, that they know what their job is. I think that we lack some details on a couple plays in the blocking schedule on a few of the perimeter plays. So I thought we definitely could have done a better job there, and we will this week. So we got to focus on that a little bit.
Front row on the left here to Emily Grace.
Coach, we've seen some creative play calls the last 3 games. I'm curious what your process is for evaluating when to go for something a little more creative and when it's best to be more straightforward.
Well, typically based on a look. If there's something that we feel pretty strong that we're going to be able to get them into the look that we want, we'll be aggressive on that. If we don't know, there's a little bit in between, we'll probably stay away from it. And then it's also about who the players are and how much you trust them. Because the tough plays, the plays like that where you're risking things, they got to be like Jeremy Bernard, somebody that you trust. He can take care of the football, do the right things. That's what we're looking for.
Let's go to Nick on the far right.
Yeah, Kirby Moore being a guy you worked with at Fresno, I realize you're not directly going against him, but how have you seen kind of him grow since your time together now that he's an OC?
Oh, I think Kirb's one of the best coordinators in the country. I think he does a great job. When we were together, super bright mind, wasn't just pass oriented. I think he's grown a lot, obviously, in the run game. They do a fantastic job running the football. But yeah, Kirb's awesome. I think he's just going to keep growing. And we were together, what was that, 2017? We started together as position coaches at Fresno, and he coached an elite group of receivers out there, and really prided himself on detailed execution of his guys. And so not surprised to see him having a lot of success.
Going to the back left. Let's go to Joe.
Coach, we didn't see Jaden Roberts on Saturday. We just wondered if anything went into that decision, and what have you seen from Wilkin moving from right tackle to right guard in various situations?
Yeah, Jaden's still working his way back onto the field. Last week I thought was a big step for him. He's progressing nicely, in practice and things like that. So really expect him to be able to make a contribution this week. And then as far as Wilkin goes, still growing at guard. Gave up a sack on the one on the inside. Thought, Ty probably could get rid of the ball, but I think Wilkin's just still trying to come into his own in there. But he had some really, really nice plays as far as on mid-zone and things like that on the inside. So still just trying to work the depth of the roster at all those spots and get guys into their best position.
Colin on the front left there.
Kind of going back to Charlie's question, but you've seen kind of the national attention kind of uptick for Ty Simpson over the past few weeks. I'm curious, as he continues to grow and but also as he continues to get praise, how have you seen him handle that and kind of, just through that process?
Yeah, just, quarterback in general should be, deflect, take all the praise away, take all the blame. And I think Ty's doing a good job of that. And he's a humble guy. When you talk to him, and he understands all the improvement. Because I think what Ty sees, which is really encouraging, is that I don't even know what he threw, 300 and some yards, whatever he threw for. He can come into a meeting room and accept, and have an open mind to all the things that he could have done better, and really focus more on his process and what it's going to take to play his best game, because we got every week we're going to play really good opponents. So he knows he's just got to keep building that armor and understand how to, make himself a little less vulnerable in a few of those situations, and then capitalize on some of the, unbelievable plays he makes out of the pocket, when he's off schedule. So I think Ty is, he just grows every single week, practice, games, all that. Just like, any quarterback that's starting out. So I think, you know, sky's the limit for him.
Let's go to Mike in the back middle.
Jim mentioned that you challenged the backs last week. Just what did that consist of, and how do you think they responded?
Well, I definitely think they respond. I think, you know, some of the things are, you know, missed tackles forced is something that we've, you know, been trying to address and try to get better at. You know, our job is to try to get the running backs on a defensive back one-on-one, and we had a couple missed tackles forced in the game. So I think that part, and then just being really, really sound on their pass protection, which Jam is all the time. I mean, he is as solid as they come in there, and understanding both scheme and, you know, just being physical at the point of attack. So for us, I think Jam kind of setting the tone there and really wanting to show that we can run the football was something that he took very personal.
Let's finish up with Katie on the left side.
The kicking game has been 2 of 5 on field goals of 40 yards or more. So kind of as an offensive coordinator, how does that affect your strategy when y'all are on that side of the field and maybe on 3rd and 4th down?
Scoring more touchdowns, yeah, for sure. It was disappointing, to be honest. I thought our red zone execution was poor. Something we got to work at a lot. We can't put ourselves in those positions to count on another part of the football team to take care of our business. So for us, we still got to follow the script and understand we can't press in those moments. But certainly, you know, our opportunities there, we had done a really nice job the previous 2 weeks down the red zone. And so to see ourselves take a step back like that was discouraging. So we're going to put a lot of effort into that and execute a lot better down there this week.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep, thank you.